My name is Sarah Waldrop, and I'm the Southeast Regional Coordinator for the Mental Health Association of East Tennessee. Today, I want to talk to you about how to take care of yourself as a parent. The topic of self-care for parents is few and far between, so I want to make sure you understand what self-care is and the role of a parent, as well as why it is important to not only you and your mental health, but the family unit as a whole. So today I will be speaking to you on the topics of stress mediation for the family, as well as the importance of self-care for the parent. At the end of this presentation, I want to ensure you understand how to take care of yourself, especially during this time that is new for the family dynamic and individually. Each family is different, but we can all agree that each family is going through a serious adjustment right now. There are parents that are now working full-time from home and parents who may be full-time stay-at-home parents. You may have a spouse that is an essential worker, or you may be one yourself. Children are now students from home, and you may be expected to help with their schoolwork. Or if they aren't in school, you have to provide full-time child care now, along with your own workload. With everyone experiencing massive new changes, making sure you check in with your own mental health is crucial. So first, we're going to watch a video interview with a working mom at home with a new puppy and her 5-month-old daughter. Let's see what she has to say about her family's quarantine experience before we dive deeper into ways to check in with our own mental health.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabe Howard, and I am here with my baby sister who lives in Memphis, Tennessee, because we want to talk about our mental health and parenting. And for those who don't know, I do not have any children, so obviously I cannot really speak well to what it's like being quarantined with children. Enter Debbie Wyatt. Debbie, welcome to the show.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
Well, you were the only person that I knew that was available and willing to talk about how she wanted to is strangle your child too harsh of a word right now? And I know I'm being funny, but I see on Facebook a lot, again, as the non-parent, that, you know, there's all of these jokes. There's going to be a baby boom in 90 months, or in 9 months. 90 months. There's going to be a baby boom in 9 months, but they're all going to be firstborn because everybody with children is like, we're never having more. What's it like? Talk about it.
Well, I'm a working mom. I'm used to going into the office. I work at a university, and I'm used to getting my me time, getting my alone time. And now I am at home. I'm with my 5-year-old daughter and my 5-month-old German Shepherd. So it's quite, I can't even think of the word. It's stressful. I'm not going to lie.
And my brother-in-law, your husband, is a police officer, so he's essential. So he's still going to work. So it's a little bit tougher, right? Because you're used to having that backup. You guys are used to trading off. You know, there's mom and dad time, there's mom time, there's dad time. You've got a great rhythm, and then, like you said, there's you time. Now there's no Debbie time. Rob is still at work, and Rob, the police officer husband, is probably very, very stressed out. And then, boom, there's a 5-year-old that I imagine has no idea what's going on. And how is your mental health? I mean, there's the $1 million question. How is your mental health in all of this?
Well, I will admit, I don't even know what to say. It's
my sister is new at this, and she's really trying to use the right words to not come off like a bad mom. And I'm just going to throw you under the bus. The pre-talk, she's like, this is awful. I want to scream. I want to hide in the bathroom. I don't want to do that. But of course, you don't want to say that out loud. Like I said, I'm chucking her right under the bus. These are the feelings that are going on right now in your mind where you're like, I don't want to do this. But you also feel horrible for not wanting to do this. And I know that a lot of people are in this feeling. So Debbie, it's out there. I have now blabbed. Talk about those warring feelings in your head between wanting to be a good mom and wanting to run and hide.
Yeah, I tell you, Brody.
That's the 5-month-old.
Yes, get the stuffed animal from him, please. He's going to destroy it and it'll get everywhere.
Notice it's nice and quiet at my house.
Well, I went up to the upper room, gave my daughter, we do have activities. We try to do something different each time to keep her occupied, because she's used to going to a school and I'm used to going to work. And ballet, that everything is canceled, we're home. And it's really hard for her because we do go out for a lot of walks, because like I said, I have a 5-month-old German Shepherd. So we go for a lot of walks, and she doesn't understand why when we pass people, she's like, "Oh, Mommy, can I go play with them?" I'm like, "No, honey." And I've told her, virus.
This is what it's like all day, right? You're trying to keep a semblance of normal, but my sister lives in she has a big house. She has and she's in this way back room, and you have like 2,500 other square feet that your daughter could be in for the 10 minutes it's going to take to make this. But she wants to be near you because, as far as she's concerned, when mom is home, it's mommy and me time.
It's play. That's right. And I've cleared off a section of the kitchen table where I put my laptop, and I try to explain to her, when mommy's sitting here and mommy has the laptop open, I'm working. And it's hard for her. She climbs up into my lap still, and I have to stop. I have to take a breath. I have to count as many times as I have to count, just to get get myself to calm down, because she can't help it. She's getting cabin fever just as much as I am. We're people. Even no, ma'am, don't do that. Yeah, we're people. Yeah, this is my life all day long. I've talked with some of my employees, and trying to explain to them how to create a Dropbox, and I'm like, "Eva, stop doing that!" Like yelling in their ear, because I can't turn it off.
Eva is my niece. If there is any question about whether or not the Gabe genes have spread throughout the family, Eva was born, and I was like, all right. Whatever makes Gabe is in Eva. She's loud. She's charismatic. She wants to be the center of attention, and she's even got it a little worse because she's an only child. I had to share the space with Debbie and Billy, so my brother and sister. But our mom, Debbie, she was a stay-at-home mom. She was a housewife. I
don't know how she did it.
She was but that's one of the things that you described when we were talking about this, is that it's much more difficult because the routine is completely decimated. It's not just we're used to being at home, but we go out to activities, and now those are like, everything is different. You're spending 24/7 with your kid when you used to spend 5 or 6 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know I was there for you have to be really quiet. Mommy is doing something really important to help people who are quarantined right now. Do you understand? And I want you to know that Eva said, "Yes, Mommy and Uncle Gabe, I understand, and I will not say a word." That is my best Eva impression.
Yeah, I asked her, I said, "Now you can make noise, just don't be obnoxious." I was like, "Do you know what that means?" She goes, "It means don't be really loud."
Debbie, we only have a few more minutes, so all of these questions are specific to you. You're not allowed to say Eva, husband, quarantine, nothing. Debbie, how is your mental health? And don't give me the I count to 10, when you are all alone, what do you do? And don't give the standard generic answers. What do you do to keep your mental health sane so you can get through this just like the rest of us? Because this is going to go on for a few more weeks, and it's already gone on for a couple. How do you stay mentally healthy? Go.
Well, I have my video exercises that I like to do. I like Turbo Jam. It helps just break a sweat. I jump around all the people in my house. I eat all the things, not gonna lie. I eat all the things and just enjoy myself. I listen to books while getting some cleaning, and that's another one of the hard things for me is when I go to work, if the kitchen needs cleaned, I can just leave it and not think about it. It's out of sight, out of mind. Whereas now I can't focus on my work because the sink is filled up with dishes, and I have to do that, and I have to breathe and call my brother and send memes to get a laugh. to maintain my mental health. Or, she goes to bed. That's my me time. I finally get that me time, and I try to stay up an hour or two. I play on my phone. I watch movies. I don't worry about any cleaning, cooking, nothing. When she goes to bed, I take that time for me.
Do you think it's important to take that time for you? Because I do know that many parents, they're trying to be perfect. They're trying to keep the house clean. They're trying to keep the children happy. They're trying to, explain what's going on in the world. They're trying to self-soothe and self-care, and they want all of this done while they're eating healthy in a perfectly clean house with scheduled activities throughout the day. And I'm on social media, and I love the stuff that I see on social media. We went for a walk and we went bear hunting. We used chalk on the driveway, and you did that too. And I was like, oh my God, Debbie's got control. But I want to hear you say that the chalk on the driveway was an hour and the other 23 hours were pure unadulterated hell. And I know that's a strong word, but sincerely, I think people see on social media, oh my God, this mom played with her daughter with chalks. That's so sweet. Why can't I have that moment? And I think to myself, you are having those moments. You're just focusing on the non-moments. Talk about that. Like tell all the moms to give themselves a break.
You really do. You just have to, if you can have 1 to 2 hours through the day where you have some sort of activity where you get that focus, great. If the other 22 hours you give them an iPad and say, hey, do this while I do something else. I'm not going to lie. I've used the iPad. I've used the TV. It helps me. I can't get my work done because my husband, he's at work. And I still have classes that I have to teach, that I have to move online, that I used to teach in person. You know how hard it is to teach a class where you teach how to teach swimming online? It's a hard class.
Debbie, the last thing that I want to say, one of the good things that has come from this, I think, is that people are starting to understand the plight of the other half. The working moms are like, oh my God, it is really, really hard to be a stay-at-home mom. And I've seen a lot of, stay-at-home moms are like, oh my God, you're right. When the money dries up, it's really tough. And we have all these, hey, Eva, do you think that when this is all over, understanding what again, I say other half, but what other people are going through, do you think that there will be just an uptick in maybe understanding and kindness? Because you were never a stay-at-home mom before, and now you really know. We should hug our mothers.
Yes. And I always said whenever we'd have like a long weekend or something, like, I don't know how stay-at-home moms do it. Like, I could never be a stay-at-home mom. And now I kind of have to be. So it's definitely, I give mad props to all the stay-at-home parents out there, whether mom or dad, because it's hard because you can never turn it off. You're working, there's no breaks, there's no going to lunch, there's no coming home and relaxing. It's on all the time.
Well, Debbie, thank you so much for being here. We went over our allotted 10 minutes, but hey, that's not surprising. I'm involved. My name is Gabe Howard. I'm here with my sister, Deborah Wyatt, and of course, my niece who bopped in and out. You heard her, obviously, Eva. This was brought to us through a grant from the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Tennessee, which Debbie is involved with because, hey, she's in Tennessee. My name is Gabe Howard. I'm a certified peer I always mess up the end. I'm a certified peer specialist out of the state of Ohio. I am the author of the book, Mental Illness is an Asshole, which Debbie will tell you is an excellent book.
I've read it. I've traveled with it.
That is very true. You can head over to gabehoward.com and grab that book. Check out NAMI Tennessee. All of the links are in the show notes, and we will see you later. Bye. Bye.
I'm sure there are many parents out there that can relate to Debbie's testament and even got a good laugh at her daughter and pup in the background. She mentions a few things that we will discuss further in the presentation, including how she helps her family relieve stress. Stress mediation is so important for the family during this time. With the world seeming like it is in constant chaos and the unknown timeline of when we can expect some normalcy, that stress is going to leak its way into the family. You may grow impatient with one another, which could cause behaviors that aren't ideal, such as arguing or acting out in anger or self-isolating. This is a time that we can take to actually grow in our family strength and relationships, but only if we know how to work around those feelings of family stress. One way you can do that is by having an activity you do together as a family. Like in the video, Debbie mentioned going outside and using chalk on the sidewalk. Think about some different activities your children enjoy that you can do at home for even 30 minutes to help build that healthy relationship and take off some of the stress of being stuck inside. You could run the sprinkler outside and get some energy out and get fresh air at the same time. Have a movie night with fun snacks, or if your kids enjoy art, maybe start a project and take an hour a day to work on it. Maybe a painting or a DIY project. Work on a puzzle together or have fun playing a board game and enjoying some healthy competition. Doing something fun together that alleviates some of that stress and nagging with one another. It can bring back some of those feelings of normalcy if you and your kids know that at least once a day or even every other day, there's something fun and enjoyable to look forward to. So even with doing an activity together that's specifically targeted towards what your children enjoy, enforcing break times will help with stress levels as well. Especially with kids that are in school, making sure that even taking a break to eat lunch together is very helpful. A break is just that. It doesn't have to be more than 15 to 20 minutes. All of us has tasks that need to be completed. Work, schoolwork, errands, or chores around the house. But just as a normal work day for yourself includes a break time, we should have those instituted during this time as well. You shouldn't force yourself to sit at your computer for 8 hours a day without more than a bathroom break. The same thing goes for your kids with schoolwork. It is necessary to break up that time in order to breathe, step away, and refocus when we come back and be our most productive. So using lunch breaks, coffee breaks for yourself, or break to take a walk with the kids or the dog will help us keep mentally sound while being efficient with our task. Everyone has heard that laughter is the best medicine, and in times like this, it is no different. Tense situations and conversations can be alleviated with a joke, a funny story, or a comedy movie. A smile or a laugh can go a long way. Now, I know that it can seem unrealistic to think that we can laugh at every time something is stressful in our lives right now. That's a lot easier said than done. But making the effort to have a positive conversation does go a long way. Maybe talking about the day's success, what you or your kids did that day and how it helped them or the family. Try to rephrase negative comments into positive ones. Like instead of saying that we are stuck at home, say how you get to stay at home. Even with just that simple change, it can help change your mindset into a more positive one. Practicing this with family members can help during this time and will improve everyone's outlook on this unusual situation that we have found ourselves in. So one topic that is not talked about very often is self-care for the parent. On a normal basis, this is very important to keep in mind, but in times like these, it's very important to institute it into your daily routine. As a parent, you are a caretaker, and in order to be the best caretaker you can for your children, you have to prioritize where you are as well. Otherwise, this can lead to burnout or face the negative effects of stress on your body, physically and mentally. Most parents have the idea that they don't have time for self-care while they are taking care of their family members. Some parents even feel guilt or self-indulgence for taking time for themselves. We want to adjust this perspective and realize it is necessary for your own health as well as the health of your family. Self-care is not about taking away time from your children, but instead, self-care is about showing compassion to yourself and recognizing your needs. It is a sense of being mindful, and it is not selfish or not a self-indulgent act. You have to listen to yourself and your mind and paying attention to what you need at the time. With that being said, we do have to set realistic goals for ourselves as parents. We want to aim for balance and not perfection. Like I mentioned in the video previously, it's hard for us while viewing social media to not compare ourselves to others or compare your actions as a parent versus the actions of another. That question, well, why can't I do that? Or why isn't my family like that? It's an easy one to ask when we lose perspective on the realistic situation that we are facing. No single family and no single parent is perfect. So set some realistic goals for yourself. Set realistic goals for your work and the tasks that you can get done with the kids being at home. Forgive yourself if you can't get it all completed in one day. When we aim for balance, we are taking care of ourselves by not setting ourselves up for failure like we do when we expect ourselves to be perfect. We mentioned taking a break earlier for the family. I want to bring it up again because you must take a break for yourself as well. Not only will this break up your own workload, but this is when you can reflect on what you need as a parent and what you need as an individual. Step away from what you are working on or doing. Call it a mental health break and just take 5 to 10 minutes to analyze your emotions and identify what you need to keep good mental health. Once you have identified your needs, document them. Keep up with these feelings and your needs. Lastly, give yourself what you identified that you do need. Invest in those needs and invest in yourself. There are so many ways that you can do this. Going to work out and exercise if that is what helps you. Take the time to meditate or practice yoga if this can help calm your nerves. Another way is to read a book or watch a movie. Whatever it is that you identified that will help you take care of yourself, set that time each day to really do it. Either wake up early in the morning or practice your self-care once the kids have gone to bed. If your kids take a nap during the day, use some of that time for yourself. Prioritize this in your daily routine and balance it out with the other goals that you set for yourself. Here we're going to listen to April's story. April is a working mother of 2, and April has been instituting some of the ways we have talked about stress mediation. She and her husband Gannon also practice self-care and will share their ideas with you and the ways that they best take care of themselves, therefore being able to take care of their family.
Hi, my name's April, and this is my husband Gannon, and we've been asked to talk about ways that we are taking care of ourselves during this time of social distancing while we're working from home, but also trying to support our children as they're engaged in distance learning. So Gannon, what are some things that you do, if you don't mind telling them about some things that you do to take care of yourself?
Yeah, so what I want to do is dip Copenhagen all day, drink Dr. Pepper, and binge watch Netflix. But I don't, because it's not healthy. But that's what I want to do. So as we transition and work through this whole environment, I just try to stick to a routine. I get up the same time I get up if I'm going to work outside the home. Take a shower, get dressed, log on the computer, and reach out to my coworkers just to say good morning and to see what's going on. And then about 45 minutes into it, I get up and move around. I'll go check on the kids, I'll talk to April, or go outside, take the dog out. But I'll try to do something to break up the monotony, just to try to take care of my mental health and to keep me active. When I'm through with work, instead of exercising, doing those things I should be doing, I'll just go outside and mess around in the yard. I'm driving my neighbors crazy. They're used to me saying hello and waving and walking on, but during this time I ask them how they're doing, and I stop and we actually visit and kind of fill each other in on how things are. So that's kind of how I'm coping with it and what I do to keep my mind right and to stay active and to stay plugged in. So what do you do?
Oh my gosh, you're funny. I start out by making sure I get plenty of sleep each night. I go to bed at a fairly decent hour, and I try to get up at the same time every day. And then most days I engage in some sort of quiet time. For me, that would be studying my Bible and praying. I also try to exercise most days, go for a run and maybe lift some weights. I don't do that every day, but I do try to do that most days. I work from home very part-time, where he's having to put in 10 hours a day. I have to put in about 12 or 15 hours a week, and so I can do most of my work before our children wake up. So I try to get a lot of my work done before they get up so that I'm available for them during the day, just in case they need us. Our son has dyslexia, and so he does like to have quite a bit of support throughout the day. Where our daughter, who's a senior, she's fairly independent. So I just make sure that I'm available for that. That way I don't get frustrated trying to do what I need to do, but then also providing support for the kids. And then I try to make sure that we come together as a family and have some fun. We will have lunch together most of the time outside if it's not too cool. We go for a drive, go get an ice cream, play basketball, go for a walk. We've got some trails out back that we'll walk the dog. So just like Gannon was saying, make sure that we take plenty of breaks throughout the day, because it can get pretty overwhelming. It's a lot of work. And then really, I can't think of anything else. I'm involved in a book club, and so today I had a Zoom meeting with the book club ladies, and it started at 12:15. And so I told Gannon and Evan, "Hey, I need downstairs by myself. I've got a Zoom meeting." They assumed it was for work. They came in and checked on me, and it was for the book club. But so just staying engaged in the things that we were engaged in before. So, can you think of anything else?
I think it's easy to invest your time and not take time for yourself. So I think the important thing is just like April said, take time for yourself, study the Bible, pray, exercise, get outside of yourself to make sure that you're involved with others. Self-isolation is no good. So that's all I have.
Okay. All right. Hope you're having a good day. Bye.
So those are just a few helpful tips on reducing family stress and how to practice self-care. There are so many resources out there to help you come up with the ideas if you are feeling stuck or confused. Listed in the description are some great resources for different activities and self-care practices. Keep in mind, though, that the best resource is yourself. Listen to your needs and respect them as you do the needs of your family. Reach out to a trusted loved one or a positive member of your family if talking things through can help. If you start feeling overwhelmed or hopeless and taking self-care steps aren't helping in the way that you need, feel free to reach out to us or take a free screening, as this is a way to also check in with your mental health. Practicing these activities in our daily lives can help keep us mentally strong and keep our families positively intact during this stressful time. I do want to take a few moments to acknowledge the United Healthcare Community Plan and the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, who support the Mental Health Association of East Tennessee through grant funding. Presentations like this and all of our community outreach efforts would not be possible without their continued support. We also want to state that the video that was shown during this presentation, titled Quarantine and Parenting, Handling Stress and Maintaining Good Mental Health, was created and published on YouTube by Gabe Howard on behalf of the NAMI Tennessee Agency. The Mental Health Association of East Tennessee does not have any ownership or rights to that video. Thank you so much again for listening. Please try to stay safe and healthy, both physically and mentally, during this time. Thank you.